This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Norbert, the guy in the school cafeteria nobody would sit next to. I mean, for one thing, Norbert ate with his mouth open, which meant he sprayed you with his lunch whenever he laughed at one of his own stupid jokes. But even worse, Norbert always wanted to trade lunches with you. What's wrong with that? Well, Norbert's lunch was always weird stuff like okra sprouts or tofu burgers. So because of his gross food and even grosser eating habits, Norbert sat alone at table 13 every single day. Until the time Julie sat down beside him. Now, Julie was new, so she didn't know better. I mean, she just saw an empty table and sat down. You see, Julie was a science geek. And as you know, science geeks have no concept of social do's and don'ts. And Norbert was the biggest don't around. Still, Julie was incredibly smart, so everybody knew she'd catch on. Imagine our horror when Norbert showed her a plate full of ostrich stroganoff, and Julie traded him her dessert for it. Yummy Mago bars, some sort of candy that Julie made at home. Everybody was so surprised at what happened. Nobody noticed Julie wasn't actually eating Norbert's lunch. She took her own lunch out of her backpack and quietly ate that instead. The next day, it happened again. Norbert had mentioned that he really liked Julie's candy bars, and Julie showed up with a whole bunch more to trade. She happily accepted his chicken fondue in exchange for them. But again, she ate her own lunch. Everybody figured Julie had the hots for old Norb, and she was making her way to his heart through his stomach. But check this out. One day, Julie didn't arrive on time. Now, a growing boy needs his food, and Norbert was so hungry, he actually ate the lunch that his mother had packed for him. So when Julie finally showed up, he had nothing to trade. And Julie's dessert was Norbert's favorite. So out of desperation, Norbert offered to trade his empty carton of goat's milk and his slimy used paper plate for it. And can you believe it? She agreed. A grotty old paper plate and a milk carton crawling with Norbert's germs. I mean, when Cupid's arrow hit her, did it go right through her brain? Well, Norbert was a few clowns short of a circus, but even he knew a good thing when he saw it. So every day, he ate his real lunch at recess, and then traded whatever junk he could find for Julie's lunch. And I'm talking real crud here. Norbert gave her old banana peels, used paper napkins, and even the janitor's floor sweepings from the cafeteria. And Julie would take this stuff, smile and giggle, and give Norbert more of those amazing Mago bars. Love sure is strange. Now you'd think that out of appreciation, Norbert would take some time out to talk to Julie, or at least thank her. But Norbert was so busy stuffing his face that he barely said 2 words to her. And even then, he spritzed her with his food. But Julie didn't seem to mind. She would just smile and giggle and keep working on her secret project for the school science fair. All she would say when Norbert asked about it was, "You'll see, you'll see." And when the day of the science fair came, boy, did he see. It was held right after lunch period in the cafeteria. The janitor was trying to clean things up before the fair started, and Norbert just wouldn't move from his table until he finished eating his Mago bars. That is, until he saw her science project. "Thanks for being my guinea pig," she grinned. And as she raised the curtain on her invention, Norbert nearly choked on his Mago bar because he saw that Julie's machine recycled the maggots from his garbage into candy bars. This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine, Norbert. Norbert and Julie eventually got married. Only now, Norbert does all the cooking.